since he last fought in the cage, you have had 8 fights and you're on a good streak at the moment. Do you think being active gives you an advantage in this fight against Francis Ngannou?
Com certeza, estar ativo ali, estar sempre lutando no octagon, dá uma certa vantagem, né? Eu tô mais acostumado ali a fazer o camp e ele tá parado do camp do MMA há algum tempo. Eu acho que isso pode atrapalhar um pouco, não sei como vai ser a adaptação dele na volta.
It's good, brother. Can I ask you, do you know what this is? Yeah, your grip straight, so hold up, wait.
Não, pra apertar o máximo que você puder.
152.
This is good?
That's the best one! Holy moly!
You gotta show that to your
Fez
friends.
melhor que a outra.
Então, já me sinto o melhor do mundo e sei que tem muito a evoluir, muita coisa para construir, mas eu estou num momento de ascensão, estou me sentindo muito bem preparado para essa luta.
Just like that. Nice, né?
Do outro lado tem um cara muito duro, que é o Francis, então assim, vai ser uma luta muito dura, uma luta estudada. Mas, como sempre, vou estar andando para frente, meu estilo agressivo, buscando um nocaute, uma finalização e sair com essa vitória.
Oh, he's so happy to be here and to really fighting Francis. Not only for him, but the people around him, family, coaches, team, everybody. You know, we are all so excited.
Excellent.
Eu sinto um orgulho, uma gratidão muito grande, né? A Deus principalmente por ter me trazido até aqui. Não foi fácil chegar e estar nesse nível, né? Ainda mais para um atleta brasileiro vindo de uma base tão humilde. E hoje isso para mim é um motivo de grande alegria, uma felicidade imensa estar aqui, e isso é o que me move e me faz dar o show lá dentro do Smart Cage.
Bora.
A lot of people think that Cyborg is the greatest women's fighter of all time. How does she view Cyborg and her legacy in the sport so far?
A Cyborg é uma lenda, né? É uma das pioneiras aí da luta. Eu só tô aqui, eu sempre falo isso. Tenho o maior respeito por ela e sei que só tô aqui porque ela começou a abrir os caminhos. Mas eu não acredito que ela seja a maior de todos os tempos. Eu tô aqui para vencer mais uma vez, me tornar e pegar meu terceiro cinturão da PFL, agora de uma categoria diferente, né, de super fight. E é isso, eu tô construindo a minha história. Para mim a luta não é sobre ela, não é sobre a gente, é sobre eu enfrentar a mim mesma e chegar lá e vencer e provar para mim que eu posso, que sou capaz. O resto é o resto.
Okay. Cool. Let's do this.
Eu não treinei, não trabalhei à toa. Eu estou exatamente onde eu mereço, onde eu trabalhei para estar. E vocês podem ter certeza que essa luta vai marcar a história do MMA feminino.
You recently announced that this fight with Larissa is the first of your legacy tour. Can you kind of explain what you mean by that?
I want to complete 20 years in my career, and I have 3 fights left in my contract, and I'm going to start with Larissa, and I'm done. You know, I did everything for sport. It's nice, you know, the beginning of my career, I was fighting for the titles, and now in the end of my career, and the end of the 2 decades, I'm doing the same thing. Every fight is special, you know, in my heart. I think every fight overcomes something in my career. I watched Larissa Pacheco when she fought Kayla Harrison. I know a lot of people say I'm a little fight similar. And Larissa Pacheco, I can see that. I see that at the beginning of my career. Much respect for Larissa. I know she's young, 10 years younger than me.
Look right to me.
When I started fighting, she's 9 years old. But I don't think she fights somebody like me, you know. I like it bound down in front and who's gonna go down first. This is Chris Cyborg. Watch me fight this Saturday live on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Want to do more? I've been practicing this all the time. Like 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, Foi make um vídeo, happy birthday, brother, was takes so a while.
When do you decide, or how do you decide to be flashy and to stick to fundamentals of the cage?
It's just kind of like an art thing, you know? It's my version of art. When I go in there, I don't think, my mind's at ease. I'm just assessing everything my opponent's doing, and I'm fighting.
Your opponent said that he tends to only gain from this fight, while you tend to lose everything while losing this fight. Any response to that?
You know, he wants to steal the hype, you know, but he's, like I said, I've had more finishes than he's had fights. So there's a different level of fighting there, but at the same time, when that door locks, it's him and I in there, and all the records, everything means nothing, you know. It's in that moment, who's the better man.
Don't worry, don't look. Paul is the proper MMA fighter. He's what you would call a legit MMA fighter. He's no weaknesses anywhere. No kinks in his armour, and I think that's the problem. People don't see that. People might say, oh, he hasn't been tested here or here. Well, we'll soon find out. And the roof he has is he has no ceiling. Wherever he sets his mind on and whatever he wants to do, he will do. Like, there's one major thing that he's got above every other fighter is his fight IQ. He knows his pinpoint accuracy is phenomenal. He knows what shots to throw in that perfect time.
Nothing too hardcore yet, music-wise. Leave that to Saturday. Wait till the warm-up room. That's when I come out of my shell.
Well, Paul is well liked back home in the north, like especially. He is well followed. He's such a great role model for every young kid, and I think it's great to have that. Obviously, we had the rise of Conor McGregor, and he had all that expectations on his shoulders. And I think now that Ireland is looking at a new superstar, and I think that Paul is definitely the guy to step up and to take that mantle. Every organisation he's fought in, he's become the champion, and I believe this is just another chapter and another champion in the making.
Look, AJ's a beast. Like, he doesn't have any weaknesses, and that's the truth of it. I just need to make sure that my strengths are stronger than his. I'm open to anything. It's whatever the PFL and Bellator want to do with me. All I can do is take these huge fights, smash these big guys, and whatever doors open for me, I'll be willing to go through them. I'm gonna try and make it on the big time, like, you know, just a local kid from rural Ireland. That's all I am, so it's my time. Some of them burps will get the weight off.
How are you?
Good. You?
Good to see you, bro.
You too. Like the glasses.
These are never awkward, eh?
Never. I mean, we fought each other already. Nothing new.
So I am here with the Bellator middleweight champion, Johnny Eblen, and #1 contender, Fabian Edwards. I very much feel like you guys could fight every weekend and we get a different result each time. But it feels to me like you're quite a technical striker and you like a clean performance where the person doesn't really get anything on you at all. And on the other side, you're quite happy to grind through someone. Is that a wrestling mentality that comes from, or is it something that you kind of accept as part of your style?
No, it's just sometimes you got to get down and dirty a little bit. But I'm not trying to only be in that type of fighter. I think I am evolving as a fighter to where I can be a little bit more technical when I choose to, when I need to. But sometimes you can't, and it's like, okay, well now I got to get in the mud a little bit, and I got to make this a rough fight.
Do you think that's a fair assessment?
You can't always be clean and pretty. You know what I mean? You have to just get into it sometimes.
What would it mean for you to get the belt around your waist?
It means a lot because I've always said I want to get the Bellator belt. Just for like my achievement, you know what I mean? Like I'll throw away all my amateur belts. Like I was like, F them. I want a world title.
Do you ever think about losing the belt? Do you think about seeing it around someone's waist, and does that motivate you in any different kind of way?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all get like different viewpoints of what could happen. Your mind wanders. You think of possible scenarios that could happen, and you know, to defeat those demons, you're like, all right, I got to do extra work, or all right, I got to cut this out, I got to clean this up, I got to do that. Makes you a better person at the end of the day.
I'm excited for this one, boys. Good luck. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to miss this fight. It is going to be one of the rematches of the century. Do not miss.
It's been almost 3 years since fans have been able to see you inside the cage again. How does it feel to finally be getting back into a MMA cage?
Exciting, Little bit of I would not say anxiety when I went back to the gym for the first time for MMA. I was getting in the gym, I'm like, damn, would I remember how it works again? Started train. Right at the moment, I felt like I was there yesterday. You wake all those muscles memory, so, which is good. Then I found out that I haven't forget anything.
Now you were here in February when Renan knocked out Ryan Bader. How impressed were you with what you saw from him that night?
I wasn't surprised of his performance. I basically expected that to happen. For a very big guy, he's bigger than me, but he's very athletic, fast hand, has a really good grappling. I wouldn't rank him a black belt jiu-jitsu, but he has a good jiu-jitsu base.
How do you plan on overcoming his height and his reach advantages?
Well, I'm sure that as tall as he is, my hand can still connect to his chin. And if I do so, that wouldn't matter. His height wouldn't matter. He hasn't faced anybody like with my power, but he can also still manage not to get hit. And that's the thing. It's not all about like power, but it's also about like to be able to connect the target.
Thank you. What is it about your power? What happens when you land?
Troubles. I think when I land, it's a trouble.
Hey Francis.
We done?
I was gonna ask you, do you know what this is? The grip strength? Are you interested in doing some grip strength and seeing what it is? Yeah. So you pull it as hard as you can and it'll show the camera the number. It looks like you're pulling it pretty hard.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the number?
Now you look at the number. 177. That's the record.